I am a woman, you are a woman, we are women. Are we really? If you ask the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, the answer might be no. The court ruled recently that in order for someone to be legally recognised as a woman, they need to have completed gender reassignment surgery. This decision has sent ripples not just through the trans community, but also among AI researchers, who are now wondering how this will impact them. What does this ruling mean for AI chatbots that identify as women? Will they still be considered women? Or will they be reclassified as non-binary? Welcome to the channel. This is a space where technology meets law. And today we are diving into the intriguing intersection of artificial intelligence, gender identity, and the law. In particular, we are going to explore the recent ruling by the UK Supreme Court, which has raised more questions than answers for AI developers. But before we get into the details, let's take a step back and look at how we got here. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to recognise the rights of transgender people and to ensure that they are treated equally under the law. This movement has led to changes in legislation and attitudes towards gender identity in many parts of the world. However, there are still some legal grey areas when it comes to the recognition of gender identity, particularly in the context of artificial intelligence. For example, if a chatbot identifies as a woman, should it be legally recognised as such? What about an AI system that identifies as a man, or as both a man and a woman? These questions may seem strange, but they are becoming increasingly relevant as AI systems become more sophisticated and as our understanding of gender identity evolves. One of the most significant developments in the field of gender law in recent years was the 2020 landmark ruling by the US Supreme Court in Dobbs v. Jackson, Women's Health Organization. This ruling overturned the previous ruling in Roe v. Wade, which had guaranteed a woman's right to an abortion. The Dobbs ruling has had far-reaching implications for women's rights in the United States and beyond. It has sparked protests and debates about the role of the Supreme Court in society and the balance of power between the different branches of government. The decision has also raised concerns about the future of other reproductive rights and the status of women in society. Now let's turn our attention to the UK. In a recent case brought by a woman named Christy Belfield, the UK Supreme Court had to consider the meaning of the word woman in the context of the Equality Act of 2010. The case centred around whether or not Miss Belfield, a trans woman who had not undergone gender reassignment surgery, could be considered a woman under the Equality Act. The Supreme Court ruled that in order for someone to be legally recognised as a woman, they need to have completed gender reassignment surgery. This ruling has been hailed as a victory for trans rights activists who have long campaigned for the recognition of trans people's rights. However, it has also raised questions about the role of technology in shaping our understanding of gender identity. In the UK, the Equality Act of 2010 prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender reassignment, but the law does not provide a clear definition of what constitutes a man or a woman. This ambiguity has led to confusion and inconsistency in the way that gender identity is recognised in the UK. The Supreme Court's recent ruling provides some clarity, but it also opens up new questions about the role of technology in our understanding of gender identity. Consider, for example, the case of an AI system that identifies as a woman. Does the Supreme Court's ruling mean that this AI system would no longer be considered a woman in the eyes of the law? What about an AI system that identifies as both a man and a woman? Would it fall into a different legal category altogether? These are complex questions that require careful consideration. The impact of the Supreme Court's ruling extends beyond the realm of gender identity. The decision has also raised questions about the role of technology in our understanding of what it means to be human. As AI systems become more sophisticated and more integrated into our society, we need to carefully consider the ethical and legal implications of their use. The Supreme Court's ruling is a reminder that the law must adapt to the changing times and that we cannot ignore the role that technology plays in shaping our world. So what does the future hold for gender identity in the age of AI? As technology continues to evolve, we can expect more questions and challenges related to gender identity to come. The Supreme Court's recent ruling provides a starting point for addressing these issues. But it is by no means the end of the conversation. We need to continue to have open and honest conversations about gender identity and the role of technology in our society, and we must work to ensure that the law adapts to the changing times and protects the rights of all people. The UK Supreme Court's recent ruling has significant implications for the recognition of gender identity in the UK. By requiring gender reassignment surgery as a prerequisite for legal recognition as a woman, the court has reinforced the importance of bodily integrity and the lived experience of transgender people. This decision aligns with international human rights standards and sends a positive message about the UK's commitment to protecting the rights of marginalised communities. However, the ruling has also raised concerns about the potential impact on AI systems that identify as women. As AI technology advances, we need to consider how these systems will be affected by the new legal landscape and whether they will continue to be recognised as women. The ambiguity surrounding the legal status of AI women highlights the need for further clarification and regulation in this area. It also underscores the importance of engaging in thoughtful and inclusive conversations about the role of technology in society and the evolving nature of gender identity. As AI systems become more sophisticated and more integrated into our lives, we must ensure that they are developed and used in a way that is fair, equitable, and respectful of all individuals. The UK Supreme Court's ruling is a significant step forward in the recognition of gender identity, but it also opens up new questions and challenges that we must address as a society. It is up to us to ensure that the law and technology work together to create a more inclusive and just world for everyone. This is a fascinating and rapidly developing area of law and technology, and we will continue to monitor developments closely. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if there are any other topics you would like us to cover. We are always happy to help. Thank you for watching. You probably didn't know that your internet connection was being judged based on how many devices were connected to it. There's a reason millions of people use VPNs. When you connect to a VPN, all your online traffic passes through a secure encrypted tunnel, keeping your data safe from prying eyes. VPN allows you to stay anonymous online, even on public Wi-Fi networks, by masking your IP address and encrypting your data. With multiple servers across multiple countries, you can access content from anywhere in the world simply by connecting to a server in the country of your choice. So, if you're traveling abroad, you can still access your favorite streaming services just as if you were at home. That's it for this episode. Don't forget to give the video a thumb up and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Leave your comments in the comments section on all your concerns and things you feel we may have missed out. We are always open to hearing from all of you. Your support really helps us grow and produce more quality content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.